For the last, 20 years, the
Mhm.
whole story of retail has felt pretty simple. It's been a story of subtraction.
Yeah, exactly. The retail apocalypse. That was the headline for, 2 decades straight.
Right. We stopped going to the mall. We stopped going to the video store. We just started replacing physical errands with brown cardboard boxes on the porch.
Total subtraction.
Exactly. But today, we're looking at something that suggests that whole script is flipping. We're doing a deep dive into this massive, and I mean massive, bet Amazon is making in a place called Orland Park, Illinois.
And it really suggests that for them, world domination via the couch just isn't enough anymore.
It's not. So welcome to the deep dive. Today, our mission is pretty specific. We're going slide by slide through this presentation that lays out Amazon's huge new retail strategy.
We got the blueprints, we got the numbers. It's fascinating. They are coming for the brick-and-mortar world with a building that makes a Walmart supercenter look like a corner store.
I'm not exaggerating, it's huge. And I think what we're going to find is that this isn't just about selling groceries. It's about changing the physics of how stuff actually gets to your house.
That's a great way to put it. It's an infrastructure play disguised as a supermarket.
I like that. Infrastructure play. Now, if you're listening and you love getting into the weeds of business strategy like this, the stuff that usually stays hidden in boardrooms.
Yeah, this is the good stuff.
It is. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. We love tearing these things apart, and we want you along for the ride.
It really helps us keep the lights on and keep digging.
So before we jump into the first slide, I want to plant a question in your mind. We live in this world of one-click ordering, right? Instant gratification. You don't even have to put on pants to buy groceries.
Right. The friction is gone.
So what on earth would it take to get you to physically drive to a store that is literally the size of 5 football fields? Keep that in the back of your mind.
That is the multi-billion-dollar question Amazon's trying to answer.
Okay, let's look at slide 1. It's titled Retail Evolution. And we're staring at a rendering of this facility. Honestly, store feels like the wrong word.
It really does. It's got that signature Amazon Prime blue, the swoosh logo, but the scale of it, it's imposing and looks industrial.
The text here really sets the stage. It says, from e-commerce giant to physical retail challenger.
And there's a bit of snark in the subtext here.
There is. It says Amazon basically conquered online shopping with over 40% of the U.S. e-commerce market share.
Which is just a staggering number. Think about that. Almost half of every single dollar spent online in the U.S. goes through Amazon's empire.
But the slide continues. But apparently clicking add to cart from your couch wasn't enough world domination for them.
And that's the key insight right off the bat. It sounds like a joke, but it's a serious economic reality. When you already have 40% of the online market, you start to hit a ceiling.
You've saturated it.
Exactly. If Amazon wants to keep growing at the rate Wall Street demands, they can't just sell more stuff to the same Prime members. They have to go where the rest of the money is.
And that money is still in the physical world.
It is. We forget this because we live on our phones, but the vast majority of retail sales, especially in categories like grocery, still happen in person.
The slide really notes that irony perfectly. It says, because clearly what America has been desperately missing is another massive box store to wander around in for hours.
It's so ironic. The company that basically put big box retail on life support is now building the biggest box of them all.
But, and this is the key point, they aren't just copying the Walmart model. As we're about to see, they're trying to mutate it into something totally new.
Yep. Which brings us to slide 2, past attempts and the new strategy. And we're looking at an aerial view of a pretty standard retail strip here.
But the text is really focused on the graveyard of Amazon's past ideas.
Right. You have to look at the failures to really understand what they're doing in Orland Park. The slide calls out past store attempts, specifically mentioning Amazon Go and Amazon Books.
Oh man, Amazon Books, I remember those. I walked into one once and it felt confused. Like there was a toaster oven next to a bestseller and I just checked the price on my phone and walked out.
You weren't the only one. The slide text is pretty brutal here. It says, remember Amazon Go, Amazon Books. Yeah, neither does anyone else. Those closed faster than your New Year's gym membership.
Harsh. But, is it fair?
I think it's very fair. Those concepts were gimmicky. They were tech demos, right?
Yeah.
Amazon Go was about cashierless tech. Amazon Books was a showroom. They were small, trying to be cute with retail.
Yeah, they just didn't have the inventory. You can't get a week's worth of groceries at an Amazon Go.
No. So the new strategy listed here is the big pivot. The text says, now Amazon's rewriting the rules with a store so big, you'll need a map, compass, and possibly a search party to find the milk aisle.
It's a complete 180. They realize that curated and small doesn't work for them. To really compete with a Walmart or a Costco, you need massive volume. You need
You
dominance.
need to be the place where someone can buy a banana, a kayak, and a flat-screen TV
Yeah.
all on the same trip.
I do want to ask you, the listener, did you ever actually shop at one of those Amazon 4-star stores? Or did you just walk past it, think, oh, that's weird, and keep going? Because Amazon clearly looked at the data and took that personally.
They definitely did.
Yeah.
And they realized that the big box needs to do double duty.
Speaking of double duty, let's look at the beast itself. Slide 3. The Chicago suburb breakthrough. Orland Park store. Now we're getting to the actual blueprints.
This is the most important slide in the whole deck, I think. This is where the real strategy reveals itself.
The headline number jumps right out. 229,000 square feet of glory.
Okay, let's just put that in context for a second. Yeah, a typical Walmart supercenter, which feels gigantic when you're in it, right? That's usually around 170, maybe 180,000 square feet.
Yeah.
This thing is almost 230,000. It absolutely dwarfs a supercenter.
But it's not just a bigger store, right? The key is the layout. The slide shows a split, 50% grocery store and 50% fulfillment center.
This is the aha moment. This is the innovation. In a normal grocery store, the back-of-house storage area is, what, 15% of the building? Maybe 20?
Right.
Here, it's half the building.
So walk me through that. I'm in the front half, pushing a cart. What's happening in the other half, behind this massive wall?
It's a dark store. It's an army of robots. It's conveyor belts, high-density shelving. It's what they call a micro-fulfillment center, or an MFC.
So while I'm up front trying to decide which milk to buy, there are robots behind the wall packing Amazon boxes.
Exactly. And that solves Amazon's single biggest headache.
Yeah.
The last mile. Shipping a single toothbrush from some massive warehouse in the middle of nowhere to your front door is incredibly expensive.
It eats up all the margin.
Right. But if they can ship it from a store that's already in your neighborhood, the cost plummets.
So it's a hybrid. The retail store pays the rent, but the warehouse behind the wall creates all the efficiency.
Precisely. And look at the location strategy mentioned at the bottom. Conveniently located near Costco, Target, and Walmart.
Yeah, that feels aggressive. They're not hiding. They are planting a flag right next to all their biggest competitors.
It's aggressive clustering. They're betting they can just siphon off that existing traffic.
Okay, let's move to slide 4. Market reality check. The visual is a sleek, modern storefront at night, but the text asks the big question: why this store matters.
This really connects back to our intro. Why bother with physical retail at all? And the slide drops a huge statistic. Despite everyone ordering everything online, brick-and-mortar retail still accounts for 80% of all sales.
80%. You know, that actually feels high to me. I feel like I buy almost everything on my phone.
It feels high because we all live in a digital bubble. But think about groceries, furniture, home improvement, all those immediate needs. People still go to stores. The slide notes. Turns out people occasionally enjoy leaving their homes.
Shocking, I know. But it makes sense. Sometimes you just need to squeeze the avocado yourself.
And Amazon is chasing that remaining 80%. They realize that Walmart and Costco are, as the slide says, laughing all the way to the bank with all that physical spending.
The slide lists the features that drive that behavior. Grocery shoppers. Because who doesn't love impulse buying organic kale at 9 p.m.?
The impulse buy is so key. Online shopping is very transactional. You search, you buy, you leave. In a physical store, you wander. You see a display, you smell the rotisserie chicken, your basket size just naturally gets bigger.
Plus, there's online order pickup.
The best of both worlds. And this is huge for returns, too. Mailing stuff back is a pain. Dropping it off at the store is easy.
And my personal favorite, prepared foods, hot meals ready to go. Finally, a place to eat besides your car.
It's about capturing every type of trip. The quick dinner, the weekly haul, the online pickup. They want to be the center of gravity for all your errands.
I have to ask you, the listener, be honest. Do you actually enjoy the treasure hunt of a physical store? Or is it just a chore you wish you could automate? Because Amazon is betting billions that, deep down, you still want to push a cart.
Or at least you want to sometimes, and other times you want a robot to do it for you. This store handles both.
Let's look at how big that bet really is. Slide 5. The scale and innovation. We are back to the numbers, and they are just staggering.
Yeah, the slide says, let's talk numbers. Because apparently really, really big wasn't descriptive enough for the architects.
It hammers home that this is 52,000 square feet bigger than the average Walmart, and the comparison here is great. That's like adding another whole grocery store to an already massive grocery store.
Just think about the logistics of that. I mean, just walking from produce to dairy is going to be a real hike. It forces you to walk past more products.
And the parking. 837 parking spaces.
That is a sea of asphalt. The slide jokes. So you can spend 20 minutes finding a spot, just like at Costco on a Saturday.
But from a business perspective, 837 spaces means they are expecting an unbelievable amount of foot traffic.
Absolutely. This isn't a showroom, it's a high-volume destination. But here's the detail that caught my eye. 7 loading docks.
For maximum truck volume. Now, a normal store has docks to bring food in.
Right. But because this is a hybrid fulfillment center, some of those docks are for moving packages out into the delivery network. It's a two-way flow.
Trucks bringing food in, trucks taking Amazon boxes out.
Exactly. And there's another note here about the gig economy. Dedicated space for third-party delivery drivers.
Yeah. Nothing says neighborhood charm like a fleet of DoorDash vehicles circling the parking lot 204/7.
And that's a crucial operational detail. This store is designed to be a hub for Dashers and Amazon Flex drivers. It's a machine designed to inject goods into the suburb as quickly as possible.
It's almost like the grocery store is just the friendly front for a massive logistics hub.
Yeah, it's a cynical way to put it, but
Yeah.
probably a pretty accurate one.
Which, might be a problem for the people who actually live there. Let's look at slide 6, challenges and community response.
Yeah, the visual here is a photo of a really nasty traffic jam in a residential neighborhood.
And the text is just dripping with sarcasm. We're thrilled about the additional traffic and truck volumes that absolutely no local resident ever.
This is the inevitable conflict, right?
Sure.
The concern listed is traffic jams, noise, and 837 cars all fighting for a spot. When you drop a facility the size of a stadium into a quiet suburb, you're going to get friction.
But here's the financial detail that really surprised me. The response. Orland Park offered 0 financial incentives.
This is fascinating. Usually a company like Amazon comes to town and demands the world. They say, give us a tax break for 10 years or we walk.
But here, nothing. Orland Park didn't pay them a dime. The slide calls it either supreme confidence or supreme indifference.
It tells me that Amazon needed this specific location. They had to plug a hole in their Chicago distribution network. The strategic value of that land was higher than any tax break they might have gotten.
And the promise they made to the town. Amazon swears it'll boost tax revenue and support municipal services.
Or as the slide translates it, sorry about the traffic, but hey, at least your town will have more money for potholes.
Laugh is. It is the classic trade-off of modern development. We will annoy you, but we will pave your roads.
That's it in a nutshell.
Okay, let's get inside the store. Slide 7. Strategic vision, AI, and tech.
So now we're looking at a very futuristic concept image. You see AI recommendations floating in the air, people interacting with digital interfaces. It looks like a scene from Minority Report.
Yeah, it does. The text mentions AI integration and ambient AI wearable tech. What is ambient AI in this context?
Ambient AI just means the technology is it's omnipresent but invisible. It's not you scanning a barcode. It's cameras and sensors in the ceiling tracking what you take off the shelf.
So like just walk-out technology, but on steroids.
Exactly. And it's also potentially about dynamic pricing or personalized ads popping up on a screen on your shopping cart.
The slide says, because nothing enhances your grocery shopping like being monitored by artificial intelligence.
It does have that dystopian angle, doesn't it? It's the trade-off of convenience versus privacy. This isn't just a big building. It's a smart building, collecting data on how you shop, where you walk, what you look at.
Does that creep you out? Or are you just happy you can skip the checkout line?
That's the question of our time, isn't it?
Yeah.
We trade privacy for convenience every single day. This is just the physical version of cookies on a web browser.
Yeah.
In this store, they'll know what you looked at and didn't buy. That's incredibly powerful data.
Let's move to slide 8. Interior design and the blueprint. We've got a clean, isometric view of the store layout here.
And this slide makes a really important point about the bigger strategy. This isn't just a one-off experiment in Illinois. The header says, nationwide blueprint.
This could be the template for stores across America. Lucky us. Soon every suburb can have its very own 229,000 SQ.FT Amazon Palace.
Exactly. If this works in Orland Park, they will replicate it. They're building a modular design that can just be dropped into suburbs all over the country.
The strategy summary at the bottom is crystal clear. If you can't beat physical retail, join it with the biggest, most tech-laden store humanly possible.
It's basically an admission that the digital revolution has its limits. Physical retail didn't die. Amazon is trying to prove that a store can be both a warehouse and shopping destination at the same time.
So I have to ask the listener again, if this Amazon Palace opened in your town, are you going? Just for the novelty? Or are you avoiding it because the idea of a quarter-mile walk for milk just sounds exhausting?
It's a polarizing idea.
Yeah.
But the people funding it don't care about feelings. They care about the economics. Which brings us to slide 9, Investor Outlook.
And the visual is just rows and rows of server racks. We're looking at the cloud.
This, the money trail. The slide states the reality very plainly. AWS is Amazon's actual money printer. Amazon Web Services, their cloud division, makes the vast majority of their actual profit.
The cloud computing division keeps the stock price happy, while the retail division experiments with increasingly large buildings.
That's exactly how Amazon's economics work. AWS is the cash cow that subsidizes these low-margin retail experiments. Walmart doesn't have a high-margin cloud business to pay for its mistakes. Amazon does.
So they can afford to lose money on this store for years as long as it means capturing market share.
Precisely. They take the profit from the servers and pour it right into the concrete in Orland Park.
The slide presents the gamble as two options. Option 1, a brilliant move to diversify revenue streams.
Or option 2, an expensive way to prove Amazon can out-Walmart Walmart.
The stakes are high. Wall Street is watching closely. If this works, expect Amazon stores popping up in suburbs nationwide. If it flops, well, at least they tried.
It just reminds us that even for a giant like Amazon, success isn't guaranteed. Physical retail is hard, margins are razor thin, spoilage is real.
That's a great point. You can't code your way out of a rotten tomato.
You really can't. And managing a huge workforce of stock clerks is very different from managing software engineers.
All right, let's bring it all together. Final slide, slide 10. Conclusion. We've got a summary checklist here.
Let's run it down.
Point 1, online domination, conquered e-commerce, check.
Undeniable. They won that war years ago.
Point 2, physical innovation, build gigantic hybrid store, in progress.
That's Orland Park. That is the prototype being built as we speak.
Point 3, win the future, revolutionize shopping, again, TBD.
And that's the big unknown, isn't it? Can they change our behavior all over again? Can they convince you to change where you buy your eggs?
The text here reiterates that delicious irony we started with. Amazon, the company that convinced us to never leave our couches, now wants us to drive to a store larger than a Walmart to shop in person.
It really is the full circle moment of the 21st century economy. We disrupted the physical store, only to rebuild it bigger and with more robots.
The final assessment here says, the Orland Park store isn't just a building. It's Amazon's bold statement that they can do physical retail bigger, techier, and more ambitious than anyone else.
And that's what this comes down to. Ambition. It's a bet that they can do Walmart better than Walmart, using technology and that hybrid model to change the fundamental economics of a store.
And the closing question on the slide is one I really want to leave with our listeners. In the battle for America's shopping dollars, Amazon just upped the ante. Will you be a participant or an observer?
That's the question. Are you going to hand over your data for a slightly cheaper avocado?
All right, expert opinion time. Be honest, this thing opens 5 miles from your house. Are you shopping there?
You know, purely from an efficiency standpoint.
Yeah.
If I can drop off my online returns, grab groceries, and pick up a package all in one trip, that's compelling. But the traffic, the sheer scale of it. I think I might stick to my local grocery store for the quick trips. I don't want to need a map to find the chips. What about you?
Oh, I'm 100% going. At least once. I have to see it. I have to see the scale. I want to stand in an aisle that's a quarter-mile long and just feel small.
Only you would go to a grocery store for the existential dread.
Hey, it's an experience. It's industrial tourism.
I suppose it is that.
All right, folks, that is our deep dive on Amazon's massive new retail bet. It's big, it's bold, and it's probably coming to a suburb near you.
Whether you like it or not.
Exactly. Hey, if you enjoyed this slide-by-slide breakdown, please do us a favor and subscribe to the channel. It lets us keep doing this kind of analysis.
And let us know what you think. Would you shop at the Amazon Super Mega Center? We really want to hear your take.
Thanks for diving deep with us. We'll see you in the aisles.
Goodbye, everyone.